The brand new Batman Returns figure range is finally out from McFarlane Toys. I've been really looking forward to this one for a while. One of my favourite Batman movies. So let's take a look at the first figure in that range, Batman himself, right now. Hi all, Chris here, and today we're taking a look at the Batman Returns Batman from McFarlane Toys. And this is a range of, well, 4 figures, I guess, in the actual range. So we've got Batman, we've got Catwoman, we've got Max Schreck, and we've got the Penguin. We also have a set of 3 Commando Penguins, and we also have a special edition Penguin in his ducky vehicle as well. But I guess the core range is the 4 figures. No Build-A-Figure in this wave, but that's totally fine. I've got Batman in hand now, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into this guy. Love Batman Returns, one of my all-time favourite Batman movies. I think it's so darkly gothic and scary, and I think the performances from Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer are phenomenal as the villains. I think Christopher Walken's amazing in it. Keaton is my Batman. But anyway, let's get stuck into this, and we'll start with the box. And it's typical McFarlane fare, and I think a lot of this is typical McFarlane fare. I think the blister pack looks great, and I am loving the sort of turquoise, blue, pearlescent, shiny sort of accents that come with this as well. There's not a lot to say on here other than it just says Batman, but yeah, that blue is really nice. A nice Batman logo on one side, not a great deal on the other, but on the back we have the sort of classic Batman Returns poster as well, with the 3 heads, one on top of the other. You don't get posters like that anymore, do you? And then on the bottom is just a bunch of legal jargon and literally nothing on the top at all. So there you go. The box is quite sparse for interesting things to talk about, but what they do have, I think, is really cool. Before we take a look at the figure, I just want to really quickly say thank you so much to everybody that's been subscribing recently. If you would like to join this community, we would love to have you. Please hit that subscribe button, and you can join us for more action figure reviews and news. We're going to take a look at the accessories first, and as is classic with McFarlane Toys, there aren't a lot of them. We'll take a look at what we've got, though. We'll start with a pair of gripping hands. And these are quite loose gripping hands, but you'll see that the grapple gun that comes with it does have quite a wide grip to it. And this is a really nice glove. It's well sculpted. I like the piping on it, if that's the right word. You know, that line detail that clearly shows that this is a sculpted glove that he's wearing and fits with the overall aesthetic of that bat suit. And here we have the Batarang as well, and I do like it. It's a really nice looking accessory. It's quite chunky though. I don't remember this kind of Batarang look from the movie. They might be trying to make out that this is the remote control Batarang, but again, it doesn't look like the remote control Batarang from the movie. That had like a screen on the front and was a lot sleeker than this one. But maybe I'm just misremembering the Batarangs. It definitely doesn't look like the remote control one though, even though that maybe is what they're trying to show with this sort of slightly bulkier, chunkier Batarang. And then we have this grapple gun, and this is lovely. This is a really nice accessory. Again, the gunmetal grey is really nice on it, and it feels like it's been made from a real gun because you can see that chamber for the revolver in the middle, and I love this gold accented grapple hook on the end of it as well. That's very classic of that Tim Burton look. The mixture of the black and the dark grey and the gold that really accents, accentuates those sort of little details. But I really like that grapple gun. And then also, the same with every McFarlane figure, we have a trading card, like a collectible card, that gives you a little bit of detail on the figure. And then we have a stand as well. Not much to the stand, but I still love the McFarlane give you one, because so many of these figures don't stand up great. And there are the accessories. I'm going to jump straight into the figure himself, because I'm really excited about looking at this Batman. And here we have the figure himself, and already looks great. I think he's just looks like Michael Keaton as Batman, doesn't it? I think it's a really nicely sculpted figure. That face looks really nice. I think the painted detail in his eyes looks good. And you tell me, but I almost feel like I get a little bit of Val Kilmer from that face as well. But yeah, I really like that. Let's straighten that up there. I think if we're looking at those plates are really reminiscent of the Batman Returns character specifically. The suit is ever so slightly different to what it is in the original Batman. And those sort of plated abs are one of the most noticeable differences. And it's just, really nice. There's not a great deal of detail you can put on a 90s Burton bat suit, but I really like the boots. That might be my favourite part of this design. They're really nice. And then we have a wired cape as well, a wired fabric cape, and that fabric is really shiny, Looks very nice on the outside. A little bit more matte on the inside of the cape, but you're not really going to see that a great deal. But I also like the sort of two-tone effect that gives as well. Not a great deal of detail on the back of the suit, but can I just say as well that utility belt is very nice. I do like the shiny gold against the black of the figure. And we will take a look at articulation as well. I don't think there's going to be a massive amount on this head, but we will find out. And no, very much true to the bat suit and his inability to move his neck. There is no real movement on the top of that figure. There is a nice T-pose and butterfly joint at the top. It's the spins at the top of the arm. There is a double joint in the elbow, and there is some twist and pivot as well in the wrist there. Not a great deal of forward motion for an ab crunch, but it moves backwards a lot. It really does have a great range of movement backwards. So you can get him in some quite dynamic fighting poses there. And I like how the plates from his waist move all the way up as well, so that you don't lose that integration between the top and the bottom of the waist. It doesn't twist at all. Moving into the legs, and it kicks forwards quite a lot, almost 90 degrees, probably about 65 degrees backwards, and then almost 90 degrees straight out as well. So there's a good range of movement in top of his leg. There is a double joint in the knee, which is good, as you would expect on these figures. And I tell you what, the joints move so freely and click really nicely. They always do on McFarlane figures. I never have issues with articulation. And then the ankle twists and moves up and down. And there is also a toe joint, which I like on these figures. So yeah, articulation does not let you down on a McFarlane figure. I don't normally find any McFarlane figure that disappoints me from an articulation perspective. Obviously, this figure does not move a great deal in the neck, but why would it? You know, this Batman never had good articulation in the neck, so I think that's true to form, really. But yeah, I'm not disappointed with this figure at all. I love a good wide cape as well. And I just think the cowl on this guy looks really impressive. We didn't talk a great deal earlier about that, but I think that the Batman logo looks really nice as well. It's well painted. I think something like that could have been a little bit shoddy, but it looks really good on here. I love that gold utility belt. On a figure that is so monotone, you need those accents to really break it up. There's something about the suit itself that's almost not black. It's kind of like a
very, very dark gray.
And I think that helps the figure distinguish itself from the original. I felt that the 89 Batman figure was a lot blacker than this one, but maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. But I do like it. Really, really like the figure. I love the accessories as well, even though there aren't too many of them. I think this Batarang is really impressive. I think it does a great job of capturing Michael Keaton's likeness, even though there's a little bit of me, as I said before, that sees a little bit of Val Kilmer in there. But I think that's just because, you know, the 80s and 90s Batman had that look. It captures the essence of the Tim Burton Batman, and I think that's really important. And I think it's going to look great on a shelf next to the Penguin and Catwoman. I do. I can't wait to have the trio of them together, and Max as well, but, you know, not as fussed about that figure, but really looking forward to having the trio of Batman, Catwoman, and Penguin together. Really looking forward to seeing those figures, and I'll get those reviews out for those figures shortly. But yeah, I mean, I think the Batarang is fine. It's a fine accessory, and it sits in his hand okay. I think I'd like him posed with that grapple, though. I think the grapple gun looks... It's so quintessential from those early Batman movies, especially from the first movie, actually. You know, that scene with him and Vicky Vale using the grapple gun, him asking her how much she weighs. That whole scene is so iconic, I think, from a Batman perspective. So having this accessory is always something that I would want for a Tim Burton Batman figure. I really like the cape as well. I love wide capes, and the wide capes from McFarlane are always really good. You know, they're not the best capes in the world, but they're great for what they are. And this one does have the ability to pose in a number of different ways, so it just helps make this figure feel more dynamic when you're posing him. I think from a photography perspective, you can have a lot of fun with this guy because you can get him into so many dynamic poses. I waffled on a little bit when we were looking at the figure initially, but, you know, the armor plating on his abs looks like it's ripped straight out of the movie. I think that the accents on his arms with the spikes on his lower arm, you know, look great. And I love the boots. I think the boots are my favourite part of the way this figure looks. It's got that sort of plating over the front of the boot, which I think looks great, and it just looks like exactly like it does in the film. And I think that's a testament to how well this figure is made. But you tell me what you think of this guy. Drop down in the comments and let me know if he's a figure you've got, if you're going to get him. Do you think he looks good? Do you think he looks like Michael Keaton? Does that matter? You know, just tell me what you think in the comments. Please pop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, and also consider subscribing to my channel for more action figure reviews and news. Community would love to have you here, so please come and join us. But that's it, really. You know, this guy, I think he's great. I'm really pleased, and I'm looking forward to getting the other figures and getting them all out and posing them together. If you're interested in McFarlane figures, why not check out this review next? Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you all take care. Bye-bye now.